Greetings, greetings. If you want to correspond with me, please just use the chat box. You can change it to everybody, or if you just want to communicate with me at some point, you can use this. Hold on a second. Somebody's trying to get in. Okay, so this just type into me, just panelists, or you can type into everybody. You type in so everybody can see what's going on, then we're on point. Welcome to this week's session. Last week we ended with I want to touch on something we had last week, which is the 6 sabotaging patterns, which is I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not significant, I don't belong, I'm not perfect, I'm not capable, right? I want you to know that those 6 patterns don't really exist. They're not true. They can't be true. If you line up 1,000 babies and tell them that they're not worthy, or they need to do something to deserve love, they don't have that pattern. They develop those patterns as they become wounded, right? I'm not saying that you don't feel like you're insignificant at some point in time, or you don't feel you're incapable, or you don't feel insignificant. The feeling is a fact, but your thoughts and feelings are not real. Your thoughts and feelings are not real, right? So these 6 patterns can't be real, right? So we just go for what we want. The theme for the day is allowing ourselves to go for what we truly want, right? And that's important because as children, we develop patterns or structures that we, as adults, don't need to be involved with. See, as a child, we develop the structure that, hey, we can't stay up past 10 if we had a certain time to be up, or past 8, or depend on the age. But as an adult, that does not apply, you see. So we are not wrong. The pattern was not wrong, or the structure was not wrong at that time. But how foolish would it be to have that same pattern today, that I can't stay past 10 as an adult? It's just not workable, right? And it's simply childish. So the things that we develop as a child, as patterns that we code up, are simply childish, and we don't need to have it in our adult life. That's why we go in and we record it. If you stood up in front of the class, say ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, when you're 6 years old, and the children started laughing, they may not have actually been laughing at you, right? They may have been laughing at something else. But as children in front of the class, we start feeling that somebody need to mute themselves. Somebody need to mute themselves, right? So we start feeling that, hey, they're laughing at us, right? So as a child, we coded up that it's not safe to talk in front of a room. Therefore, as an adult, now we're trying to talk in front of a room, or do public speaking, or speak up for ourselves. We feel that, hey, we're not allowed to do that, right? And how childish is that? We don't know that it's something that was coded up as a child, but it is, right? So that's why we go in, right? We just simply have to go for what we want. And in going for what we want, we start off with a blank canvas. Right? We start off with a blank canvas. And that blank canvas, let's see what I'm looking for here. Is where we need to go to start. If you read in my book, Inspiration Corner, I mentioned that in order to create something, we have to create a state of nothingness, right? And in that state of nothingness is where we start our creation. Now I'm looking for something to share here with you. Make sure I have the right, make sure I have that open. You have to be it. But in order to be it, you have to see it mentally. You have to live in the end result. So how is your life now, right? We're creating that tension, right? You see what you want, and you see how it is right now, and creating that pull, right? I want you to close your eyes and give me, Anthony Williams, permission to connect with your superconscious. So I give Anthony Williams permission to connect with my superconscious for treatment and creating a life of love and removing all resistance. Just close your eyes and see what you see. Just relax. Let me connect. Superconscious, do you see this choice of living a life you love? Please create the perfect treatment team of all parts, personalities, tandem parts, quantum parts. Do a massive recode and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat the original event across all timelines. Do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, do you see the choice of living a life you love? Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Made this so. Superconscious, please allow everyone to be able to live in the end result with new memories, new emotions, and new actions. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. So potentials, please treat secondary intentions. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Potentials, please treat all parts, personalities, phantom parts, quantum parts, the protective controller, the inner child, the perfectionist, the wounded. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Just want to keep your eyes closed, take some deep breaths. When you're ready, just open your eyes and come back and just type in the yes in the chat box once you're back, so I know you're back. Here we have one back. Two back, three back. Okay, so we don't try to, when we're going for what we want, we don't try to fix ourselves, or we don't go for something that's in the area of fixing ourselves, because if you're going for something and you're trying to fix yourself, that's a negative vision, right? We're just going for something that we love simply because we love it. We want to try something that's on just to see how that is, right? If we go in for something and we're going for it to fix something, or to run away from something, that's a negative vision, right? So we don't want to have a negative vision. We want to go for a true choice, right? And a true choice is picking some just because you love it, right? How many of us understand that when we were kids, we couldn't do exactly everything we wanted to? If you wanted to eat fish, right? And the family was eating chicken, that's for your parents was cooking or your caregiver, you were eating chicken, right? So you can create your own structure as a child, right? Anybody disagree with that? As a child, you had to live within the structure of your parents or your caregiver, right? So a lot of values that we have, a lot of beliefs that we have are not ours. They come from our caregiver, and we created those structures around those values, right? So they're not ours. So we have to create structures that are in alignment with the goals that we're going for today. Because a lot of structures that we created as children are keeping us back from attaining the things that we want today. For example, if you was in a family who always complained about money and saying that money is the root of all evil, and today you're trying to get some money, in your unconscious, there's a code that's saying that money is not good. So I want money, I get money, it's not good, give it away or squander it. I need money, get money, give it away. You see, you get caught in a loop, a negative loop of not having what you want. So when we go in and we recode the emotion of that event, you no longer are trapped in that loop. And then you could go for the money you want. You could go for the love that you want. You could go for the health that you want. See? So this is why I'm saying that the things that was coded up as a child is the things we need to get rid of. Most adults, and a lot of leaders that we have, we can clearly see that they're still living out the 6-year-old agendas. Because that's when we got coded up at 5, 3, 4, 6, 7. And most of us are still living from that point of view. So we're not going for things to please our parents. We're going for things that we want, right? And when we start going for the things that we want, the things that we love, then we get it, right? So I'm gonna go back in one more time and finish up this part of the session. So if you close your eyes again, I'm gonna speak to that child, that inner child that coded up these events, right? So give me permission again to go in and speak with you as a superconscious. Just close your eyes and give me permission. Superconscious, how you doing? I'm speaking to that inner child, the one that coded up that it wasn't allowed to go for what it wanted. And please bring that caregiver to the forefront. It'd be your parents, grandparents, or whoever was a caregiver. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, you coded up this choice as a child, that you cannot have everything that you want. We're now choosing a different choice that you can have whatever you want. You can go whatever you want. You're allowed to have whatever you want. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat the family history across all timelines, including past lives. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please talk to the inner child. Let the inner child know that the choices were not wrong. It was just the right choice for that time. And now that we are growing up as adults, it's no longer needed. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Take some deep breaths. Notice what you notice. Keep your eyes closed. Superconscious, please treat all resistance that pops up to these statements. I'm allowed to go for what I want. I choose to go for what I want. I'm allowed to have whatever I want. I can choose to have whatever I want. Please do a massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. Take some deep breaths. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back. We go into the next part of this session. Let me know when you're back. Just type in yes in the chat box. Let me know when you're back. Okay. You're going to go into this meditation called Blue Mist.